Hey boys and girls, and welcome back to DML. So, the Divine Aphrodite Dragon is coming to DML next week in a chain breeding event. So, a lot of people are still speculating on what the possible breeding combinations might be for this girl, and I'm thinking the same thing. We've only got like 4 days left to go, and we still don't know what the breeding combination is. But the weekly schedule was posted on the forums and on Facebook, so you can see that this chain breeding event is going on between December 20th to the 24th. So apparently, this chain breeding event only lasts for 4 days. And so, a lot of people have been speculating on the possible combination, and I mean, there are a lot of different ones that they could go with. It's possible that they might choose the Dragon of the Month to be one of the combination partners along with the Fire Dragon if they're going to do the same thing that they did for the Torch Dragon breeding. Or they might go with one of the Dragons of the Week having to be bred to be able to breed her. But genuinely, I would not even say that this is an unlikely thing, but just think about it. We've got the Gathering Frost event, and you know, most of the time in these chain breeding events, they require you to get a certain dragon that is normally an event-only dragon, and then you have to breed that with another dragon to be able to breed in these chain breeding events. So, genuinely, I think there may be a possibility that the Frost Fairy may even be one of the dragons involved in this breeding combination. And if that is the case, I mean, obviously, I'd be dead set as a player because we already have the Frost Fairy dragon. It's just, considering how difficult it actually is, well, basically impossible it is to finish the Gathering Frost event and actually get the Frost Fairy dragon without paying, to be honest, a decent amount of money. I think that if they did that, that would basically shut off the possibility of getting the Aphrodite from a lot of players. But, like I've said before, I mean, with the old chain breeding events, it was all about getting a specific dragon through either a special breeding or a special event that was happening just before that new chain breeding event started, and then you use that dragon to breed the dragon. So, the breeding combination parents, if it does go off of what has happened in the past, it's probably going to be one of the dragons that are either available now, or one of the dragons that will be available just before that event period begins. So, I'm mostly panicking over the fact that they're saying it's only 4 days long, because unless they make the combination relatively easy, that is going to be tough, because, I mean, obviously Divines and Legendaries do not have as high of a chance of being bred as, say, Epics or Rares. And plus, obviously, I don't think they plan on just giving the Aphrodite Dragon away for free. So I do imagine that there is some prerequisite that we are going to have as players. So, you know, I'm hoping that for the sake of everyone, the combination isn't impossible, but those are just a few ideas from me and a couple of other people that I've seen as to what it could be. Obviously, that's not confirmed, and who knows, they might just go with some completely random thing in the next few days, and it's like, oh, well, okay then, I guess even trying to predict would have been a silly thing, but, you know, I don't do predictions too often. I want to see if we can even be sort of on the right track this time. And let me know what you think. What do you think the combination's gonna be for that Aphrodite dragon? Literally could be anything. It's just, you know, I've always sort of been of the opinion that, you know, Divines and Legendaries, they've never really wanted to give them out or make them seem too easy to get. So they do try their best to make them rather challenging to get a hold of, even if the Aphrodite dragon herself is far from the best divine in the game. Or, you know, a lot of people would rate a lot of other divines more consistent than she is. I mean, she's basically just an upgraded Siren dragon, and basically no one uses a Siren dragon, so, you know, you can just take it from that. I mean, if she had Shadow and Water instead, I think that would be a very different stance on the dragon, but overall she is one of the least, or the lesser impactful or strong divines out there. So, you know, even if they did give her out to most players, it wouldn't even be that much of an issue. And I mean, what's something that we've been missing from all of these Christmas events? Do you know what it is? A calendar event. How long has it been now since we've actually gotten a calendar event? It's really interesting because I remember when they first brought out calendar events, I actually saw so many people happy that those events existed because, you know, quite a lot of people that play DML, they might want to play the game, but during certain months, especially, you know, Christmas, they might not have a whole lot of time. And, you know, calendar events, it seemed like they were there to sort of, you know, give rewards out to those loyal players that kept coming back to the game consistently. Because, I mean, during most calendar events, you could only miss like 2 days or 3 days worth of logging in if you wanted the final prize. So it really, really was sort of almost a thank you to those people that were just, you know, willing to come in and log in every day. And obviously if you do that, it does incentivize people to actually open their game, right? Because even if they don't plan on doing anything in game and they just want the calendar event reward, it's gonna make a few people open up their game and they're gonna be like, you know what, maybe I should do a few battles. Maybe I should do my dungeon run today. So, I thought that the calendar events overall were a really, really good event type. So, I don't really know why Gameloft decided to take them out. Maybe they weren't generating enough income, maybe they saw a loss in gem sales whenever the calendar event was on or something. I don't know. It's just, personally the calendar events, even though they weren't very proactive events, and I do understand it from that standpoint, they were the sort of events that just helped those players that even if they like the game, they can't spend a whole lot of time playing it every day. So I really want to see calendar events make a return, even if the dragons from the calendar events aren't divines or aren't super good legendaries. You know, people in this game are collectors for the most part. You're either a collector or a battler in DML, usually. And all of the collectors seem to absolutely adore the idea of calendar events, and I am more of a collector, as you may know. So, you know, that's my stance on it. Not sure what you think, and I'm not sure why Gameloft decided to just, I don't know, not bother with them recently. I mean, to be honest, all of the recent events have just been rehash events of old events, like literally copy and pasted code from old events, old text and all that doesn't even make sense. So I'm not sure if it's the fact that they're intentionally trying to get rid of them, or if it's just the fact that they haven't really planned it out very well. Because, I mean, programming a new calendar event would probably take a lot more effort than giving us the exact same castle event as, like, last year all over again. So, yeah, I mean, you'd think that calendar events would be one of the simplest type, right? But considering the event that we have currently, with the only change being the dragons in it, you know, I guess it would be around about the same amount of effort. But oh well. I guess for now we just deal with what we've been given in game. And I know that sometimes when I talk about stuff like this, like saying, I want this type of event to come back, I want them to give divines out a little bit easier for lower players. People might think that I'm being ungrateful. But that's the thing, I don't want it to benefit me. I want it to benefit those players coming into the game that are already at such a severe disadvantage. Like, I don't care if I don't get a divine. Sure, if you made it so that only low-level people got it in a certain calendar event, some of the higher-level players might be a little bit miffed, but I would understand why they would do that. It's just, you know, with a game like DML, the longer you've been playing the game, the better off you are. Like, a player that just started DML, like, last week, that hopes to come and start playing the game, how long is it going to take them to get to player level 130? It's going to take them a long time. And obviously, the players that were here before, they have access to Hathors and Freyas and things like that. So I wish that there was a way to sort of speed up the process for those players that, you know, are either just getting into the game or, say, have come back after a long break sort of thing. So I know that they tried to do something like that with the, what's it called, Mystic Pasture, I think, where it gives players a free epic, basically for just not logging in for 2 weeks, and when you come back that event will automatically start. But give them something better than an epic, is all I'm saying. For the players that do actively play, I think they deserve something else. Something to at least give them a little bit of a boost towards where, you know, all the max level dragons, max enchanted dragon people do sit. Because in DML there is a lot of inequality, and, you know, that's the main reason why a lot of people end up quitting, because when you're a lower level, when you're looking up to the people with the highest level dragons, you just think, well, I'm never gonna get there. It took them 3 years to get to that point. I'm obviously never going to be as good as them, or my dragons are never going to be as high of a level as them. More so. But, hey, I guess that's my little rant / thoughts for today. I just want more for the new players coming in. Like, just as much as Gameloft does, I want new players coming in, I want new players enjoying the game, experiencing the game as best as they can. I just want what's best for the player base as a whole, and I think helping out the lower players even more, like the last update was pretty good for that. Keep doing that, Gameloft. Keep doing that. But anyway, for now, that is all from me for today, so thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what you think, and until next time, I will see you then.